PartinG, please. Please, PartinG. PartinG, please. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, let's get these intros out of the way because it looks like we're going to have a bit of more cheese on our hands. So at the top right corner of the map from Yoey Flash Wolves, it's going to be the red Protoss Big Boy PartinG.
In the bottom left as the blue Terran, it's MVP Center. I hope he scouts this.
It is at a fairly, I'd say, standard location for what proxies are on this map.
Yeah.
And, I mean, because of the distance further back as well, this pretty much guarantees it's going to be the Stalker version, not the 2-gate Zealot version. I really can't... Oh, if Trinity doesn't scout this, it's going to be so sad.
Well, you know, if Journey doesn't scout, it's no big deal.
Well, I think what... Or, so yeah, you're right. Sorry, Center. Pardon me. Excuse me.
You're gonna go with that. You're like, I'm so dumb. Of course it matters.
No, I think I caught myself. I just didn't acknowledge that. Anyways, what sucks for Center, excuse me, in this situation is he didn't put his first depot in the wall, so he's got no wall off to safely sit behind on this instance.
Yeah.
Which gives, of course, PartinG a little more free reign to just walk up that ramp and to that mineral line. It's
a double-edged sword to have a wall off. On one hand, yes, the initial Zealot just sits stuck back there. But on the other, well, the Stalker starts killing the supply depot, and you're like, ah.
But that doesn't really happen in this because there's no mothership core, right? It's no high ground vision. It's just Stalkers and the Zealot, but...
If you get the bunker... I'm talking about if it was the supply depot. Well, actually, I don't know. If it's supply depot, barracks, supply depot, does the bunker reach the Stalker before it has high ground vision? It should, right? If it's just Marines.
But that's... yeah, I guess. But I guess with PartinG do this back at home, he's actually going to have that mothership core to go with this. So there's a lot of different ways to do the proxies in StarCraft 2, but every time we see it done like this, it's one where there's an exit strategy. As much as this is really dedicated to cheese in the early game, this isn't an all-in.
No, not at all.
Everything Cinder's doing is just hurting my soul right now.
Oh! Well, that didn't. He actually bothered scouting that direction. He meets a bunch of Zealots, and it's like, no, thank you.
Immediate cancel. Huge panic to get this wall down. The Reaper will buy him a little bit of time, but give the SCVs get in position. No, what was...
What did that SCV do?
What was that? That was the dumbest pathing I've ever seen in StarCraft 2.
It dodged because its friend put on supply depot, and it's like, I got you, buddy. Let me just move out of the way for a second.
Let's just be ultra polite here real fast.
It's Canadian SCV.
Yeah. Alright, so the Zealot's trying to, of course, stay here in the high ground so the Stalker's got vision, but it's not really about high ground vision, it's about straight up kills at this point, and it looks like that bunker will barely complete, which means the Reaper can go inside of it, but the Stalker can also just walk around the bunker.
It might not be worth it with 2 Marines at a time not coming out, and the second Stalker's not near, it's not even finished, so. Doesn't bother for now. This is the best wall if you can get, of course, the bunker in the wall off. Definitely won't be able to take advantage of the killing supply depots until the mothership is out, as we talked about earlier. But the mothership is coming out, and he has now contained Center on one base. In fact, Center's not going to bother expanding because in a factory.
Yeah, thank God for the mothership core back at home for PartinG 2. This Reaper could have been some fantastic counter damage. Of course, if this had been a Marine opener instead of a Reaper opener as well, he would not have cleaned up any of that Zealot pressure as easily. So, really nicely done out of Center.
Yeah. Go as hold as you can make. Well, there is the expansion, and we'll be going up to a starport.
Just so used to this being a 3rd CC, not a natural base.
Oh, it's gonna be Hellions. Okay.
Hellions are still kind of cool, I think. There's a lot of benefits to having them, and one of the big ones is Stalkers don't really kill them that easily, so they could slip past this and get to that mineral line across the map. I mean, PartinG, okay, you cut a couple of workers early on to make this happen, the timings and all that, but he's killed 6 SCVs. Even if these Hellions do get across the map, and let's say they get value of 4 probes for themselves, it's still not really going to be that much damage.
Yeah. Now these Stalkers are just going to stay here as long as possible, and that's going to be quite a long time. I mean, I guess that he could bust maybe with the Marines and the Hellions, and he might be planning on it.
It's just so scary, though, because if this goes on for too long, then Warp Tech finishes.
Yeah. Wait to get a sentry. It's going over right now.
And there's the force field, so his potential to actually move out now is limited to when he either has medevacs or if PartinG is not paying attention because the Reaper's distracting PartinG at home. Which might be the intention of sending this in right now, to try and get PartinG to pull something into it. And exactly that is performed. So moves down to the bottom of the ramp. Nicely done. Takes out the sentry immediately with the light damage bonus from those Hellions. And chases the Stalker back as well. He can actually kill the Stalker probably with the Hellions.
Eventually he will, before it gets back home. 2 Widowmines are also on the way, and a Medivac. So it started out with Hellions, does go to Widowmine drop. In fact, he doesn't have that drop necessarily.
Ooh.
Like, he could push first, then drop.
No detection whatsoever. Robo, late to the party. Forge, non-existent. There's the Robo now coming down. There is absolutely time for these Widowmines to get some very serious damage done. And I think if Center goes for a big push across the map, not a drop, not a harass, but a full-on attack, I think he could cause some pretty serious damage. But looks like he will just go for the drop with these Widowmines.
Alright. Again, playing a little bit scared behind this 2 bunkers going down. I mean, you don't know how many... Wait, the Reaper got a good scout. The Reaper got a decent scout in the front, but he's only do what's behind everything.
That's pretty sick. The Hellions distract the Stalkers, but he's still ultimately going to have the Medivac revealed, which kind of sucks. Yeah. Kill the Stalker? Kill the Stalker? Just unload?
It's just 3 gateways again.
No.
This is a much less abusable map for Blink Stalkers. What am I going to lose Blink Stalkers?
Maybe.
Blinks.
What am I sucked?
Okay.
Good Blink out of
Blink
PartinG.
was on cooldown, so yeah, very Blink.
Alright, Center is definitely in a pretty rough spot. Losing that Medivac is never a nice thing. Hellions mean no scouting, also means no map control, and once again, PartinG comes across, and this is kind of what I alluded to earlier. It's not a huge, it's 3 gateways for Blink Stalkers, similar to what we saw in Catalina. The difference is on this map, the terrain's not nearly as abusable, and getting up to that main, well, there's bunkers and a Widowmine waiting for him. So I'd say Center is defensively in a fantastic spot, but he is really committed to the defense here. These 4 bunkers are his 3rd CC, or what should have been. These 4 bunkers are him being forced to play in this position that he doesn't want to play in. And you can only play defensive for so long. You don't turtle up versus Protest like you do versus, say, Zerg. It just won't work.
That is true. He's gonna consistent. Oh, I forgot about that ledge.
Oh, yeah.
That's annoying. Well, he's gonna drop with another Medivac, and this one should not be picked off as all the Blink Stalkers are over here. I guess we had okay, Widowmine pop the overcharge.
Stalkers are being retained really well. His control is just too good, too disgusting.
3 gateways. That's it. That's how much damage he's done with 3 gateways.
Yeah. Well, it's not... Okay, you know what? In fairness, it's not 3 gateways doing this damage. It's PartinG's great, stupid control doing the damage. But, you can't just give any other player this replay, recover game, and say, do what PartinG did. It definitely takes some really good intuition, some really good control, but... Oh, these Widowmines, please, even up the game.
Oh, split. Oh my god, spare split. That could have gone much worse.
Coulda, but didn't. Because of this, PartinG is in this fantastic spot where he's 47 workers over 29. He's moving towards his 3rd base. It took a little bit of time and a lot of blink, but he does bust the bunkers at the front. No replacements coming down because, quite frankly, Center... it's going to try and break this, I guess. This is without statement without Medivacs, though. So this is really costing him a lot to make this happen. And ultimately might not even break it. What?
Just barely not. Yeah, more Warpins are going to go in here. Again, only 3 gateways. Behind this, 3rd base is down again up to Colossus. Center is just losing to 3-gate Blink. I mean, yes, it is choosing to keep warping in Blink Stalkers. Like, you're choosing to be aggressive, where otherwise you maybe were a little more greedy if you're a different player. But it's still only 3 gateways.
Normally, Marauders are just such a hard counter to Stalkers, but this comes a lot with Stim and more importantly with Medivacs. GG is called, and it looks like PartinG will take game number 2, leading the series